Hello and welcome to another episode of Random Reviews. And in this episode we're going to be reviewing 3 of the Aftershave dupes from Aldi. Now they're all priced at £5.99 each, so just under £6. Aldi have been doing these sort of dupes for around 2-3 years. They've had some really nice ones. I've had some other ones in the past that have smelled really nice, and I didn't even know they were supposed to be a dupe or a clone or whatever, because I probably haven't had the original to go by. But some of these I have actually. So I got these just before Christmas. They usually bring them out in around the last week in November or early December, and it seems to take ages for them to come around to doing them. But they're made by Aqua, which is the Aldi brand. And the first one I bought was this Aqua. I thought it was going to be a clone, a dupe of Aqua de Gio, but it's actually a clone of Davidoff, David Hasselhoff, Davidoff. So it's got that cool water Davidoff smell to it. They come in this really nice little bottle. It's how many mils is it? I think it's I'll just check how many mils it is. It'll probably say on the box rather than scout around. 100 mils. So that's the box for the Aqua. It's 100 mils. Comes in these nice little square bottles with the lid looks quite wooden. It's not. It's like a plastic. But the smell, absolutely spot on for Davidoff cool water. I've had Davidoff cool water. In fact, I've still got some upstairs, and this is a really, really good match. Do you know the lasting time for this is amazing. I've just put a little bit on in the morning. You can see how much I've used in about a month or 6 weeks. I haven't used it every day, but I've used it quite a few times a week. The lasting time for this one is really good, and I've found I can put a bit on in the morning, and by late afternoon I've been visiting family, and they've said, "Oh, you smell really nice." And they've said, "Oh, is that Davidoff cool water?" And I've said, "Well, it's actually the Aldi version." So this one is really good at lasting, and it really does smell like Davidoff cool water. I'm really pleased with that. I visited my mother before Christmas, and she said it smelled really nice, and she asked me to get a bottle for herself. So I picked my mother a bottle up. It does, I suppose it could be quite unisex, and so I picked her a bottle up. The next one, I'm going to move to this Conflict next. Now Conflict I've had before from Aldi. This is a slightly different version to the one I've had. It's in a different bottle to start with, but it's a slightly different version. Now this is a dupe of Paco Rabanne Invictus, and they've called it Conflict. It's got that ict in it, I suppose, with the Aqua, the cool water. This is Invictus Paco Rabanne. Now, again, 100 ml square bottle, the fake sort of wooden lid. I'm going to spray a bit on here. Again, really nice, fresh, and really nice smell to it. The lasting time for this one is pretty good actually. It's not as good as the Davidoff cool water dupe, the Aqua, but the lasting time, till sort of mid-afternoon if you put some on in the morning. Let's pull it a bit closer there. Yeah, it will last sort of mid-afternoon, and you might just need to put a little bit more on at night. And I got this a week or so after the other one, after the Aqua, and I've used it quite a bit. So again, a really good dupe, a really good smell-alike copy of Paco Rabanne Invictus. And for the price, for £5.99 for 100 ml, it's a no-brainer. You've got to buy them. Whenever I see them actually in Aldi, I just think, wow. And I just buy them. The only thing about Aldi is they don't put like a tester out, but some people do open the boxes and ruin the boxes. This box, somebody had opened that. I did check that no, not loads had been took out, but they'd actually ruined, as you can see, they've ruined the box. I do like to keep the boxes for a while. But yeah, they don't do a tester, so people do tend to take the lids off and spray a bit and sort of help themselves. I was in Aldi the other day. There was none left apart from, I think it was the Aqua, and the box looked like it'd been ragged about and people had been in it loads. And I thought, I'm not buying it because I don't know, other people had been using it a lot. But there was only one left. So yeah, Cool Water, Davidoff, Invictus, Paco Rabanne. And then the third one, I think I bought this around the same time as I picked up the Conflict, actually. So the Gentlemen one. Now, I got this home, and I hadn't read up online about any of them, although I knew straight away that the Aqua was the Davidoff. And then I had to look and just double check that that was the Invictus Paco Rabanne. This one, I sprayed it on and I thought, it smells familiar. Again, 100ml, nice bluey, sort of dark bluey black bottle to it. Again with the fake sort of wooden lid. So I sprayed some on my arm because I'm running out of space. I sprayed some on and I thought to myself, that smells really familiar. And it took me probably half an hour till it had sort of just settled down. Jean Paul Gaultier, La Malle. So this one's called Gentlemen. They've gone for the gentleman theme with La Malle. But yeah, Jean Paul Gaultier, La Malle, the original one. And it's not the best of the three. I think the best is the Davidoff, and then second is the Invictus. This is coming up third in the race. It's not quite Jean Paul Gaultier La Malle. I've had Jean Paul Gaultier La Malle quite a few times, original and a couple of different copies, and it's just not quite there. The lasting time isn't bad. It's not as good as the other two. Definitely not as good as the Davidoff, Cool Water, and it's definitely not as good as the Invictus. So this is probably the one that doesn't last as long. It does smell really nice. They all smell really nice. So for £6 each, absolute bargain. These will last me all year, and I will use them on a daily basis. One day I'll go for that. The Cool Water, for anybody who hasn't had Cool Water, it's got a really fresh sort of anytime sort of wear, I think, to it. With the Invictus Conflict, I think it's more of a nighttime going out sort of smell to it. Again, with the Jean Paul Gaultier La Malle, I think the Gentleman, I think that has got a more of an evening sort of smell to it. But people may disagree and may wear them at any time. I think you can wear them at any time. But I sort of have different aftershaves. I've got around 60 bottles in my collection. So for the price, for £5.99, you cannot go wrong to just pick these up when you're in Aldi. I would highly recommend all three. It depends on the smell you like. So all 100ml, Jean Paul Gaultier La Malle is the Gentleman. As I said, it's not 100%. It's not far off, but it's not 100. It's about, I would say about 85% smells like Jean Paul Gaultier La Malle. The Conflict Invictus, again, I would say, I don't know, about 90%. The Cool Water Davidoff Aqua, pretty much bang on. You know, it's 98% there for me. I've had it a couple of times before. The original for the Davidoff Cool Water, and to me that is pretty bang on as far as you can get. So there's my random review for today. Aldi men's aftershave dupes. Can highly recommend go and get them. I don't work for Aldi or anything, but for $5.99, they should be still kicking around the store. I did notice when I got to one of the tills, there was a liqueur like stand, and there was another bottle of that and some like women's makeups and stuff on this stand near the till. So if I'd have looked a bit deeper, there might have been some more, but if I see these in store again within the next couple of months, I shall buy another one of each, because for that price they're fantastic. And it's literally, they only tend to bring them out once a year, which is quite sad really. So that's it for today. Thank you for joining me for this random review. If you like aftershaves and you want to save yourself a bit of money, take a trip to Aldi. That's all for this episode. Thank you for joining me, and I shall see you again soon. Bye for now.